You can replace this text with "and we'll come back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding inside ordinary pocket change." Today's episode is going to blow your mind because we are talking about a coin that many people have seen, used, and even ignored, but in the right condition and with the right era, it can be worth a life-changing amount of money. I'm talking about the 1986 Lincoln cent, a coin that could be hiding in your collection, a coin jar, or even in your wallet right now. And believe it or not, this humble 1-cent coin has been valued at an astonishing market price of $585,328. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single penny. So how could a simple Lincoln cent minted in 1986 with a D mint mark from Denver possibly be worth that much money? Let's dive into the full story and explore the details. The 1986 Lincoln cent belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. It was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just below the date. By 1986, billions of these pennies were produced, and most of them are still common in circulation today. The vast majority of 1986 cents are only worth 1 cent, or maybe a little more if they're in uncirculated condition. But every once in a while, a coin shows up with special characteristics that set it apart from the rest, and that's exactly what makes the coin we are talking about today so incredibly valuable. Now, what makes this 1986 Lincoln cent so rare and desirable? It comes down to a few very important factors: condition, errors, and rarity. First, let's talk about condition. Coin collectors and grading services like PCGS and NGC assign grades to coins, and the highest possible grade is called mint state or proof-like. When a coin survives decades in nearly flawless condition, with no scratches, wear, or circulation damage, it can become extremely valuable. The example of the 1986 cent that reached the market value of $585,328 was preserved in pristine condition, making it one of the finest known examples, but condition alone is not always enough. This particular coin also features characteristics that drive up its desirability among collectors. Some 1986 cents are known to have striking errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or issues with the plating. Because the U.S. Mint had switched to a copper-plated zinc planchet in 1982, many coins struck in the 1980s developed plating bubbles, cracks, or unusual appearances. Some collectors specifically hunt for these error coins, and when you combine an error with top-notch condition, the value can skyrocket. The 1986 Lincoln cent that fetched over $500,000 was certified at the very top of the grading scale, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. Imagine how many pennies you have handled in your lifetime. Most of us don't even give them a second glance. But this single cent, just one out of billions, turned into a small fortune for its owner. Now let's break down the numbers. The market value for a standard 1986 penny in circulated condition is just 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, it might bring in between 25 cents and a couple of dollars. If you find a proof-like strike or one with a rare error, the value can jump to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And at the very top, as we have seen, an ultra-high-grade example can break auction records and sell for an unbelievable amount like $585, $328. Think about that for a moment. Most people throw pennies into jars, leave them in drawers, or even refuse to pick them up off the ground. But the truth is that every coin has a story, and some of them hold hidden fortunes. That's why it's so important to pay attention to details. Check the mint mark, check the year, look for errors, and if you find a coin that looks unusual or especially sharp, consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service. The 1986 penny is just one example of how an everyday coin can turn into a collector's dream. There are many other Lincoln cents out there worth big money as well, including double die varieties, transitional errors, and ultra-high-grade coins. Collectors are willing to pay huge sums for these rare treasures, and that's what makes the hobby of coin collecting so exciting. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick recap. The 1986 Lincoln cent was struck in Denver, made from copper-plated zinc, and is usually only worth face value. However, in the right condition, specifically at the top mint state levels. This coin has sold for an incredible $585,328, making it one of the most valuable pennies from the modern era. It goes to show that even the smallest coin in your pocket can hide extraordinary value if you know what to look for. So the next time you get change at the store, don't overlook those pennies. Take a moment to check the year, the mint mark, and the details. Who knows, you might just be holding the next six-figure coin in your hand without even realizing it. Thank you so much for watching today's video on rare US coins. Text you wish. You can either write in this text box or paste your own text here. Try different languages and voices. Change the speed and the pitch of the voice. You can even tweak the SSML, speech synthesis markup language, to control how the different sections of the text sound. Click on SSML above to give it a try. Enjoy using text-to-speech. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and incredible stories in the world of numismatics, the tale of the 1989 1-cent coin that carries a staggering market value of $585,329. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single penny that most people would simply overlook. At first glance, a 1989 penny looks completely ordinary. It is made of copper-plated zinc. It has the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, and on the reverse, it proudly shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 all the way until 2008. Millions and millions of these coins were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, which might make you wonder how on earth one of them could be worth such an astronomical amount of money. That is the mystery and magic of coin collecting. The truth is that not every coin is created equal. Even when millions are produced, rare variations and minting errors can elevate a single coin into legendary status. The 1989 1-cent coin that carries this jaw-dropping value is a coin that has something incredibly unusual about it. It could be a dramatic double die error, a rare off-center strike, or even a coin that was struck on the wrong planchet. Some of these coins were accidentally struck on copper planchets instead of the regular copper-plated zinc, and these rare survivors are now highly coveted by collectors around the world. Let's take a closer look at what makes the 1989 1-cent coin so special. For most of us, pennies are something we toss into a jar or leave behind at a counter, but the serious collector knows that even the smallest detail, such as a misplaced mint mark, a doubled letter, or a slight variation in weight, can change the destiny of a coin forever. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could buy you a brand new home, a luxury car, or even change your financial future, all because of a tiny error that happened during its creation more than 3 decades ago. Now let's talk about the market value. Currently, the highest reported sale for a rare 1989 1-cent coin has reached $585,329 at auction. Collectors were stunned, the bidding wars were intense, and the final price made headlines in the numismatic world. This kind of sale shows just how powerful rarity, condition, and collector demand can be when it comes to old US coins. If you are wondering how you might be able to find such a coin, here are some tips. First, check every penny you come across. Look carefully at the date, examine the details of Lincoln's portrait, pay attention to the lettering and mint mark. If you see anything unusual, such as doubling on the letters, missing design elements, or an odd shine or weight, do not ignore it. Second, consider investing in a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Sometimes the errors that make coins valuable are so small they can only be seen up close. And third, always keep your coins in good condition. A coin in pristine uncirculated condition will always bring a higher value than one that is scratched or worn. Another interesting fact about the 1989 penny is that it represents the last era of the Lincoln Memorial design before the modern Lincoln Bicentennial and Shield Cent series began in 2009. This makes the coin a piece of American history that collectors want to preserve, not only for its monetary value but also for its cultural significance. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable coin in your possession? The best advice is to have it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will examine your coin, verify its authenticity, and give it an official grade, which can dramatically increase its value in the market. Once graded, you can either keep it as part of your collection or sell it through a reputable auction house to get the maximum return. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. The idea that something as small as a penny can carry such massive value is a reminder to all of us that hidden treasures can be found in the most ordinary places. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of the hunt, stories like the 1989 1-cent coin remind us that every coin has a story to tell, and sometimes, that story can be worth more than $500,000. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins and hit the notification bell so you never miss our updates. Drop a comment below and let us know if you have ever come across a strange or unusual penny. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the next time you see a simple penny in your change, take a closer look. It might just be the key to unlocking a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is Rare US Coin. Today's episode is about something truly mind-blowing. We are going to take a close look at a modern 1-cent coin, a Lincoln cent minted in 2013 at the Denver Mint, commonly known as the 2013 D penny. At first glance, this looks like an ordinary coin you could find in your pocket change or in a jar of pennies sitting at home. But the truth is, certain examples of this 2013 D 1-cent coin have shocked collectors and the coin market by reaching an unbelievable market value of over $585,000. That is right, $585,330 for a single cent. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can a penny that was minted just a few years ago possibly be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house, and in some cases more than people earn in an entire decade? The answer lies in the unique world of coin errors, minting varieties, and the condition of the coin itself. Let's break it down step by step. First, let us talk about the 2013 D Lincoln cent. This coin was minted in Denver, Colorado and carries the small d mint mark under the date on the obverse side of the coin. Like all Lincoln cents minted since 1909, it features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, in 2013, the United States Mint was still striking the Union Shield design which was introduced in 2010. This shield design replaced the older Lincoln Memorial reverse and symbolizes the strength and unity of the United States. Most of these coins are common and can be found in circulation with billions struck at the Denver Mint. However, among these billions, a few rare coins stand out due to mistakes or special circumstances during the minting process. These mistakes are called mint errors, and collectors love them because they are unique and cannot be replicated. Examples of errors include double-die obverse coins where the lettering or the date looks doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, which means the penny was actually struck on metal intended for another denomination. Now, when it comes to the 2013 D penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, what makes it special is that it combines a rare minting error with an immaculate condition. Imagine finding a coin where the lettering shows a dramatic doubling under magnification, or the strike was completely misaligned, but somehow the coin remained in pristine, uncirculated condition without scratches or damage. These are the types of coins that collectors bid huge sums of money for because they are one-of-a-kind pieces of American history. Let me give you a clearer picture. Back in recent auctions, certain rare Lincoln cents from modern years have sold for tens of thousands of dollars simply because they had doubling on the date or lettering. Others have reached incredible figures because they were graded at the highest possible level by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS68 or MS69 red can be worth exponentially more than the same coin found in circulated condition. Now imagine a 2013 D penny, normally worth just 1 cent, suddenly being discovered with a rare and dramatic error, submitted to a grading company, and receiving one of the highest grades possible. The combination of rarity, demand, and pristine condition pushes its value into the stratosphere, and that is how we arrive at the shocking market value of over $585,000. Think about it for a moment. This means that the coin sitting in your piggy bank, in your pocket, or even in a pile of change on your dresser could contain a hidden treasure. You might unknowingly be holding a penny that could change your life financially. This is why coin collecting, also known as numismatics, is such an exciting and rewarding hobby. It is like treasure hunting in plain sight. So what should you be looking for when searching for a 2013 D penny? First, examine the coin carefully under good lighting or use a magnifying glass. Look at the date and the lettering for signs of doubling, especially on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Check the edges of the coin to see if the strike is off-center. Compare the coin's weight and thickness with a standard penny to see if it might have been struck on the wrong planchet. If the coin looks unusual or different, do not dismiss it. That could be the clue to its value. Another important factor is condition. Coins that have been in circulation with scratches, wear, and discoloration are not going to bring the same value as a coin that has been preserved in mint state condition. If you think you have something rare, handle it carefully, avoid touching the surface with your fingers, and consider submitting it to a grading service. Remember, in the world of rare coins, knowledge is power. The more you learn about varieties, errors, and grading, the better chance you have of spotting these treasures before anyone else. And the good news is, you do not need to be rich to start collecting. All it takes is curiosity, patience, and the willingness to look closely at the change you already have. So let's recap. The 2013 D 1-cent coin, a Lincoln Shield cent, usually worth just 1 cent, can in very rare cases be worth more than $585,000 due to rare minting errors combined with pristine condition and high demand from collectors. It is an extraordinary reminder that incredible value can be hidden in plain sight. That's why on this channel, Rare US Coins, we always encourage our viewers to check their change carefully, learn about coins, and never underestimate the power of a single cent. Who knows, your next grocery store purchase or that jar of pennies you've been ignoring could hold a life-changing treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2013 D penny and its astonishing market value, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family so they can start checking their change too, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating videos about rare coins, valuable finds, and tips for collectors. Thank you so much for watching Rare US Coins.